What's up, everybody? Tyson Roush, Let's Talk Jets Radio. We are back live Tuesday night, 8 o'clock, and I have a funny feeling this show is going to be complete chaos, so feel free to call in and share your thoughts on this game. The Jets are in a really interesting spot right now, especially Adam Gase, because, the entire offseason, everybody's been giving him so much credit for the way he's handled the team and his confident and somewhat arrogant approach and how, just all these great things, his mindset and his game planning and how he's innovative and he's a genius and all of these things. And he was brought here to make this offense better, to make Sam Darnold better. Most of us thought that the offense may have to carry this team if the defense can't. And now the Jets face some adversity, and his press conference is more like not really his fault. The receivers should be better, the offensive line should be better, and just pretty much pointing the finger everywhere. And I guess if that's the way he wants to hold people accountable, holding players accountable through the media is a very risky game. Because sooner or later it's going to blow up in your face or you're going to piss somebody off. Well, in the past, this is what we've all wanted. Todd Bowles would never burn anybody, and Adam Gase is willing to burn everybody. So it's an interesting approach, but at some point he has to hold himself accountable and say, you know what, my play calling was not sufficient. When you ask about why he didn't play Ty Montgomery, he's like, well, that's my choice. And just say, listen, maybe I blew it. Maybe I should do it. At some point he has to take ownership for his own mistakes, and his arrogant approach in the media is all fine and dandy when you're winning, or if you have a championship resume, but when you're 0-1 and you got fired in Miami and you have some of the same problems you had there that you're now having here, you got to be kind of careful with this media game. And this puts this team in a spot where, to me, the Cleveland game is a must-win. Everybody's going to expect Sam Darnold to play a lot better, this offense to play a lot better, and to win the game. You cannot start 0-2. And the only thing I don't like, too, is this whole thing with the kicker where nobody wants to take, he's acting like it's no big deal. Everybody wants to blame Maccagnan. At this point, everybody is to blame. Maccagnan for not re-signing Jason Myers, but Adam Gase was part of that. And now it's like Joe Douglas all of a sudden is not invincible either. We watched Chandler Catanzaro suck the entire training camp, and they kept trotting him back out there. Bertolette sucked, kept trotting him back out there. This kid sucks. Stop playing the game. You all should be held accountable, and now it cost you a game, a very important game. So it's easy to be, like I said, it's easy to be arrogant, it's easy to be a prick and everything else when you're winning or if you're playing at a high level. But when you have an epic meltdown, when it looked like a Todd Bowles defense, when you have an epic meltdown where your team is completely lost energy, was being overwhelmed by a very pedestrian Buffalo Bills team, you're walking a fine line with your arrogance towards the media and towards your own players. Basically kind of calling out Robbie Anderson, doing all these things, that's fine, but a lot of times you may want to do that behind closed doors instead of in the media because it's tough when you don't have the resume to do all this stuff. The other thing is there's been a lot of talk about the stadium atmosphere and stuff like that, which I talked about last night. I'm still disgusted by it. I've had season tickets since 1995, and that was at the old stadium, and I loved it. And every time you went to the game, you saw the same people in the same section, and it was like one big happy family. Win or lose, you saw the same people, and you enjoyed yourself. Everybody's been priced out. You have no idea who you're ever going to sit next to. So a lot of people gave them up. I gave up my tickets. I'd rather go game by game and see what happens. And then when you go to a game like yesterday where the atmosphere is a joke, Fireman had tried his best. Half the fans are worried about the T-shirt cannon. The other fans are worried about their gourmet sandwich. It's just ridiculous. It's not really a true home field advantage as much as the Jets try. The game wasn't even sold out, which is ridiculous for the home opener. And I don't know how they change it. And people are like, this is the state of the NFL. It's not necessarily true. I've been to so many stadiums. I went to Cowboy Stadium. They were 2-10. The place was sold out and it was rocking. I've been to Green Bay, Baltimore. I've been to so many stadiums, and when the Jets played them, they weren't even that good. And I've been to San Diego. When the Jets were San Diego, even they had a pretty good crowd, and that's they're considered a lousy fan base. So stadium atmosphere leaves a lot to be desired. The Monday night game will be interesting to see if the fans come back out or they start giving up. But, when you're sitting there and there's a pivotal play on the field happens, and instead of watching the replay on the big screen, you see goddamn fantasy highlights, it's weird, man. It's a tough sell right now to go to games, especially when you look at the price of the tickets, the price of parking, the traffic after the game, the closing exits, the rerouting all over the place. It's a nightmare. So, interesting times. This team is in a must-win situation. They've talked a lot of talk the entire offseason. We all bought in. We all bought into Jamal Adams' bravado and everybody's bravado. And it's great to talk all of it, but when push comes to shove, you got to back it up. And in week one, they didn't. So now the spotlight is on all of them on Monday Night Football to get this corrected on every aspect. You got to play 4 quarters of football. You got to play fast. Adam Gase has to open up the playbook. Open up the playbook. Let Sam Darnold show what he can do. I mean, if he regresses under Adam Gase, I mean, I don't even want to think about it. So, I mean, it's just whatever. So, like I said, we'll be back live tomorrow night, Tuesday night, 8 o'clock. Check it out. Call in. If not, you can listen to us on iTunes, Spreaker. The show's also on YouTube, so we're all over the place. We appreciate you guys listening. Appreciate all the feedback on these videos, and we'll talk to you later.